Hey, this is George G. Welcome to George G's Room of Rock. How's everyone doing tonight? Planning to do a video tonight that I was planning to do yesterday, but I did the metal tag instead, so I think I'll do this one tonight. And I plan on doing a little series on my favorite albums per year. I was going to do from 1970 to 1999 each year. I'm going to pick however I'm going to do it, and pick 11 albums from each year. And so this is kind of a prequel of that, because I'm going to do I picked 15 albums from the 1960s I'm going to do. They're kind of in the hard rock, well, not really hard, but rock vein that I do like. So I figured I'd start that off with this little series here. So these are all from like 67 to 69. So I'm going to pick my favorite albums from there. And so that's why I figured I'd do that, because I figured it'd be a nice little series to do each album. You know, so many good albums came out all these years, but I didn't want to forget the 60s, but I don't have too many things that are too heavy or hard rocky from those age, from those times. I figured I'd do some 60s stuff. So the first album I'm going to pick, because I'm going to go 15 of them, is actually an album I don't actually own the full album, but I'm picking Cream's 1967's Just Rarely Years, because I have to include Cream on the list because it's Cream. So I only have a best of, but the songs that are on here from that was Sunshine of Your Love, SWLARB, Tales of Baby Ulysses. You know, those kind of songs are pretty much staples for Cream, and they have to be on this list of these albums from this time. So that's why I picked that one. You know, which I don't actually have that one on CD or anything, but I do have like most of those songs. I did listen to all the songs, but it's a great album, and it deserves to be on my list here. And the other one's from 1967, actually two from the same artist, and again, I can't not put them on here, and that's Jimi Hendrix Experience, With Our Experience from 1967. And this one here, which let me get my light, because this is really hard to read. Of course, Purple Haze, Manic Depression, Hey Joe, The Wind Cries Mary, Fire, Foxy Lady, and Are You Experienced? I mean, you can't have a 60s album rock without having, you know, Hendrix on there. So, my other one is, again, from Hendrix, and that's Axis Bold as Love. Again, another great album. Spanish Castle Magic, Little Wing, If 6 Was 9, Castles Made of Sand, Little Miss Lover, Bold as Love. It's just another great album from Jimi. Rest in peace, Jimi Hendrix. I mean, he's just gone too soon with that time, and gives only a few albums of great things, and they just keep milking his career with himself. They keep putting out stuff from him, and I have some of the stuff, but it's a little bit ridiculous how much stuff they put out. But I mean, you know, Hendrix is a god of guitar, so you have to have him on here. So now we move on to 1968, and I've got 5 albums in 68 that I think are that I really like, so putting on here. And the first one is actually Jeff Beck's Truth. Jeff Beck on guitar, and you have Rod Stewart Rod Stewart on vocals and Ron Wood on bass. Shape of Things, Morning Dew, You Shook Me, Green Sleeves, Rock My Plimsoll, Blues Deluxe, I Ain't Superstitious, another good cover there. And yeah, it's a really good album, and it belongs in this on my list for this, because I really do enjoy that one. Another one from 68 is from John Mayall. John Mayall's Blues from Laurel Canyon. It's kind of hard to see the picture, but we'll take it out. You can see it a little better. So, I think it's so dark today, or light today. But anyway, it's a really good album. It's it's a blues album, but it's really, really good. And Vacation, and Laurel Canyon Home, Ready to Ride, Medicine Man, The Bear, First Time Alone, Long Gone Midnight. It's really good bluesy album. Yeah, John Mayall. So that's on my another one, 68. And next ones are pretty much staples for, I guess, early hard rock, proto kind of metal stuff. And of course, we've got Byron Butterfly, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, with, of course, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, the song. Excellent song. But there's other great songs on this too. Most Anything You Want, Flowers and Beads, Are You Happy? It's a really good album. It's the only one I own by Byron Butterfly, but it's a great hard rocking album for the time. And then, of course, you have to have these two. These are going to be the next two on the list. Blue Cheer, Vinicus Erupted, Of course, it got Summertime Blues, the Eddie Cochran song. Great version of that. Rock Me Baby, Dr. Please, Out of Focus, Parchment Farm. It's just a great, this is like, you know, a great proto-metal album. You got to have Blue Cheer on there. And, of course, the other Blue Cheer from that same year is Outside Inside. Another great one, Feathers from the Tree. Just a little bit. Come and Get It. The Hunter and Babylon. It's another great heavy album. And the great Blue Cheer, who just don't get enough recognition. They're kind of a, you know, a blip on the radar, as Geddy Lee had once said. But still great. All right, the rest of these are all from 1969. And we got 1, 2, 3. Well, it doesn't matter, but we're counting it down anyway. You can get the idea. And the next one is from The Who, Tommy. Classic from the Tommy. And it's some Tommy from The Who. I mean, classic from the Who. I have a classic album from The Who, Tommy. I mean, you got It's a Boy. Yes, Queen on this. And, of course, Pinball Wizard. Go to the Mirror. Tommy, Can You Hear Me? Smash the Mirror. Tommy's Holiday. We're Not Gonna Take It. It's a classic for a reason. And yeah, Tommy, The Who's got to be on this list for that. Next one up is going to be this one. And it's actually their first time, and it's a live album. And that's the MC5. Kick Out the Jams. Another great, really good heavy album. Rambling Rose, Kick Out the Jams is an absolutely great song. Motor City Burning, I Want You Right Now, Starship, 8 minutes of that. It's just a great live album, MC5. I got to have that on this list for the 60s. And next one is another one, really good from the 60s, and that is Grand Funk Railroad, On Time. It's actually a pretty long album for that time. And again, small print. But Are You Ready? Time Machine, High on the Horse, In the Sun, Heartbreaker. It's just really got some great songs on this one too. And you know, from '69, it's pretty long, pretty heavy, really good. Grand Funk. And the next 4 are my favorite albums from this time. And this one is such one of my favorite guitar players of all time. And this is Leslie West, Mountain. And this is just such a good album from start to finish. I absolutely adore this album. Blood of the Sun is one of my favorite songs by Leslie West and Mountain. Because it's actually, this isn't really a official Mountain album, but it's basically the first Mountain album, in my opinion. Long Red, Better Watch Out, Dreams of Milk and Honey, Storyteller Man, Look to the Wind, Southbound Train. Because You're My Friend is a nice little ballad at the end, and it's one of my favorite songs. So yeah, Leslie West. And then, of course, you gotta have this one on here, and it's a pretty rocking album for the time and for the band. It didn't put out too much, nothing heavy, but of course, the Beatles' Abbey Road. Come on, it's the Beatles. I love the Beatles. Come Together, Something, great song. Maxwell Silver Hammer. Probably controversial Maxwell Silver Hammer for the time because of the subject matter. I mean, not that it's really, that bad, but if you think about it, it can be Octopus's Garden, I Want You, She's So Heavy. I know bands covered that one. Here Comes the Sun, probably one of my favorite songs on here. And of course, you've got the connected sign with Sun King, Me, Mr. Mustard, Polly and Pam, She Came Through the Bathroom Window, Golden Slumbers, Carry That Weight, in the End. Yeah, one of my favorite albums by the Beatles. And then, of course, you can't have in the 60s and 69 without these two, which I talked about in my one video. Right, of course, Led Zeppelin 1 and Led Zeppelin 2. I mean, especially 1, Your Time Is Gonna Come, Good Times, Bad Times, Dazed and Confused, of course, Communication Breakdown, great heavy song. How Many More Times, I talked about last time my Led Zeppelin video, how much I like that. And then, of course, Led Zeppelin 2. Whole Lot of Love. I already talked about one of my favorite songs. What Is It Ever Could Never Be. Thank You. Heartbreaker. Live and Love and Made. Ramble On. Bring It On Home. That one too. So, yeah, those are 15 albums from the 60s that are, I think really belong on, on this. That belong for me. Belongs on this list for one of my favorite albums of the 60s. So yeah, so it's coming soon. I'm going to be doing 11 albums from each year, from 70 to 99. I'm not sure if I'm going to go past 99 because around 2000, that's when I got married. And that's when I didn't have money to buy much stuff. I didn't have as much stuff from then. We'll see what happens, but definitely going to do from 1970 to 99. So we'll do that periodically. We'll see how that works out. So anyway, I hope someone enjoyed that. Anyway, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. And keep rocking metal alive, guys. We'll see you next time.